to kind of help you understand a little bit as to what's going on in the Renaissance with these people and how important they actually are. The Medicis, the Borgias, just those types of families. Overall, history of the Italian states, which were controlled by these merchant families, is a struggle for dominance of control of trade networks. Because the more trade networks you're connected to, the more money that you make. The more money that you make, the more power that you have. So the control between these merchant families passed back and forth. It got to the point where even they were able to influence papal decisions, the decisions of the Pope on who was going to be more blessed by God or whatever. This time is full of corruption, full of debauchery. I mean, they're full of just struggles for who's going to be in charge, who's going to have the most connections, who's going to have the most money. It's not just pretty paintings and all that kind of stuff in the Renaissance. This time period is also a time where corruption is exposed. The corruption of the church particularly is exposed because these people who are supposed to be connected to God are actually quite connected more to money, and who is going to be able to fund such and such church project or such and such church thing that they're wanting to do. It's just full of all of that type of stuff. So two families to check out if you haven't dug into it at all. As a matter of fact, there are multiple videos, movies, stuff like that have been made about them. A lot of times, whenever you're even on Netflix and stuff like that right now, you're seeing stuff about the Borgia family, and you're seeing stuff about the Medici family come into play right now because they're so scandalous, and people like to watch scandal. So that's pretty much how scandalous they are. We are actually making movies and series about these families. Now, they're not necessarily accurate, but there had to have been some sort of a base there. So check into them. If you're interested in scandal and you're interested in who's going to who's going to come into play into place as a leader in such and such thing, these families are two great families to look into during the Renaissance.